What's going on, guys? You have Mr. Brian E. Sibley right here, and I am here to talk to you about somewhat the path of my journey to success coming from being homeless 4 years ago. But before I do that, I want to give a special shout out to Professor Nass. Thank you for allowing my mother to be in your class, and it was my complete honor to be able to help her with this project. And to my mother, Karen Wilson, I'm very proud of you, and I hope that you continue to stay focused out there, because as you see, I'm in Hollywood, California right now, and that is the result of staying focused throughout life, Mom. So I just want to tell you how proud I am of you, and I cannot wait to see you graduate in June. So guys, to the class out there, I hope and I pray that God is with you on your path and your journey to success as well. There are some topics that my mother has wanted me to address for the class about me being homeless, how I became homeless, and what brought me out of, that situation, what helped me persevere through those trials and tribulations that I became faced with. So bear with me, guys. I have my phone right here with all the speaking points and topics that she wanted me to address. So we will start out with how I became homeless. In 2007, I left Chicago to go to the military, and basically I wanted better for myself. So it was up to me to make that call, and I left, and I haven't looked back ever since. So we're gonna fast forward to me getting out of the Navy in 2010, all right? At the end of the day, that's not what made me happy, and I just wanted to be able to live life and be excited about waking up every morning. So the Navy didn't do that to me. I used it as a stepping stone, and once I got out of the Navy, I realized what I wanted to do. My calling was specifically in the entertainment industry and to be a role model to the youth around the world, not just Chicago. Now, it starts with Chicago because that's where I'm from. I'm a native of Chicago, and I love my city to death. But it also is a widespread problem around the world, globally. So that is what I felt my calling was, and God has showed me step in and step out that is what He's put me here on this earth to do, okay? Be a calling and a blessing to others. So, how I became homeless is I was down in San Diego, and basically sorry about that, guys. Don't worry about this. This shows you the video is real right here. They got construction going on right where we are right now. So I just up and moved from San Diego. I understood that the industry was in LA, which was 2 hours away. Now, I was already making transitions every week, coming up back and forth, spending my last $20, $30 to go to these different auditions and callbacks and things of that sort. But at the end of the day, these executives, they want to hear that you are specifically living in LA. They don't want to have a role for you or a job for you, and you have to drive 2 or 3 hours away, because traffic from San Diego to LA is nothing short of exciting. Like, it's terrible. It's gridlock traffic. Yes, it's worse than the Dan Ryan for sure. So I moved up here, and I understood, the adversity that I was putting myself in, but at the end of the day, if you want your dream, you have to go get it. It's not going to come to you. So what happened was, I had a friend up here, and rest in peace to that guy, LT, and I was kind of staying there. I kind of was living in my car, kind of was living with this different woman or whatever the case may be, and I just recognized, like, look, man, you moved up here for a purpose, so stick with your purpose. Stay focused. Now, let me tell you how hard it was for me to stay focused. I had a woman that would allow me to come lay over her house every night, get my, my meals cooked and everything like that, right? So that's a certain comfortability that also enables you to not do anything with yourself. So what I had to do throughout that process, right, was to make myself uncomfortable. So yes, some nights I slept in my car, because I understood if I got up at 8 o'clock in the morning, because that's when the sun was coming up and you're on a residential block, it forces you to go to that Starbucks, get you a job, or job search, should I say, and then get you a job, because consistency always pays off, guys. Remember that. So that's how I became homeless. It was by choice. I mean, it comes with success. You have to go through trials and tribulations to appreciate your success at the end of the day. So that's why I'm still humble and modest about everything that has been given to me, that God has bestowed upon me, because I went through all of this. I know what it's like to have without. I've missed several meals throughout that transition. And yes, it was hard, but at the end of the day, I'm strong. So we're gonna address something else. What did I do every day, and most importantly, how I came through it. So what I did every day just depends. If I slept at this woman's house, I would stand in her bed till about 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the world has passed you by, you know? People are already at their desk. That's halfway through someone's that's the marker of their day, which is lunchtime. So you waking up and trying to job search, nobody's looking at their email. You know, they're already in the, in the flow of their day. So what you really want to do if you're job searching is you want to leave those emails so that when that HR director gets at her desk early in that morning, you're the first thing that she sees. Your email right at the top of everything that's going on. Make sure your subject line is applicable to what you're trying to do, and I guarantee you, you will have a job for sure. Use that, okay? Other than that, I would run around with my homeboy. His name is LT, like I just said, RIP to that guy. And basically, I can't even tell you what he was doing, but he was, running the streets, things like that. And we had several disconnects because at the end of the day, I was up here for a purpose, and he kind of was just coexisting with living in LA. A lot of people come out here and they become complacent. And that's just not the smart thing to do, because it's so much money out here that why would you want to become complacent? You want to be inserted out here, so that you have a great network of people and you will start to become successful. So hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of insight about how my day could have went, okay? What did you hold? Okay, so as far as holding on to my spirituality, my faith never wavered. It never wavered. I can honestly say that. And I believe after God put me through so many different situations to see if it would waver, he just started to open up the floodgates for me. So I moved up here, I want to say 2011. And 2013, I was named as the first ever face of Men's Fashion Week. All right? That's a huge feat. That's a huge accolade. As I said, guys, I'm a native of Chicago, Illinois. So for me to be crowned as the first ever face of LA for Men's Fashion Week, I couldn't have dreamed of that in a million years. So spirituality played a big factor in making sure that I came out of that turmoil, okay? Also, I attended Apostolic Church of God when I was in Chicago, and there were just certain mission statements and things like that that we kind of led by. Growing with Christian friends that will challenge you. And if you don't have those Christian friends that will challenge you, then you have to become that friend that will challenge others, right? And then you'll see what they're made of, and you'll see if you should align yourselves with them. If not, that's not the Christian friend that will challenge you. So you have to remove yourself from those bad situations, okay? All right, so let's see. Where did I sleep, and did my family know I was homeless? Did I have to go to any shelters? Believe it or not, guys, again, my faith hadn't wavered at all, but me, honestly, before everything started to turn around, I felt like I was 2 years away from having to go to the Union Rescue Mission. As you will see, my mom has the pictures. I actually personally went down there yesterday on my birthday for you guys. For my birthday, I went down to Skid Row to show you guys the real life of what goes on down there. There are tents lined up all down the streets. People are everywhere. If you've seen The Pursuit of Happiness, if you've seen the movie with Jamie Foxx called The Soloist, that he actually was on the real Skid Row. That Union Rescue Mission was actually a part of that film. So if you haven't seen that movie, guys, go check it out and you'll really see what Skid Row looks like, because they didn't hold back anything. You know, people fighting over belongings that don't belong to them, people getting into fights over their territory about who can sleep under the bridge and who can't if it rains or not, you know, just so they're protected every night. Guys, it's no joke out here. Homelessness, you know, I mean, it's a major plague out here, you know, and we have to do something to fix it. But what we can do right now is we can utilize our resources so that we don't fall victim and we don't become a statistic like those, okay? And not all of those people are bad, but somewhere along the way, they made a decision that was not for the betterment of themselves, okay? So, did my family know I was homeless? You know what? My family didn't know I was homeless. I was just really embarrassed. I mean, I knew what I was going through, and I was the only person that could have gotten myself out of that situation. So basically, they didn't know I was homeless. My mom kept trying to come out here and visit me because she was like, oh my God, you live in LA now, you live in LA now. And I was trying to just subliminally tell her, Mom, it's not the right situation out here, okay? I live worse than we grew up, okay? But I'm grown now, so I should be able to overcome this. And I knew God had my back 100% of the way. So yeah, my family didn't know I was homeless. Not at all. I can't even think of anybody that I would have told. There were maybe about 3 or 4 people that knew I was homeless. And even this particular woman that I'm kind of stretching you guys to, she knew, but she wanted me to keep my manhood, you know, so she just made herself accessible and made her home accessible and made meals accessible so that, you know, I wouldn't have to go without if I didn't. But I also understood that I needed to be uncomfortable because that would be the only way to keep my hunger and desire alive for my passion and my dream, okay? Where did I sleep? I'll tell you guys the specific blocks. So Crenshaw, right? Crenshaw is like 79th Street, right? So it stretches from one city to the other side of the city. I slept in South Central off of Crenshaw and a street called Rodeo, okay? And this is a residential block, fairly somewhat safe neighborhood, but at the end of the day, I had to find somewhere safe, you know, because you can't just sleep in your car on anybody's residential block. You know, you'll have people that'll try to mug you, try to break in your car while you're in there, take your tires off your car. You guys know, we from Chicago, so it's a bunch of craziness that can go on in the ghettos and the hoods out here. So I just had to do that. I mean, I persevered, and like I said, Starbucks was right across the street. So when it came time for me to get up, I was Johnny on the money at 8 o'clock when that sun came up so that I can go there, get me a cheese Danish or whatever the case may be, and get to job searching on Career Builder, okay? And that's ultimately, consistency pays off, guys. That's ultimately, after 2 weeks of that consistency, I ended up landing a job in Van Nuys, California for a limo company, okay? So that's where I started. That was my first job when I first moved up here, okay? And yeah, so that about wraps it up for this project. Professor Nass, I want to thank you for the opportunity to share my experiences and also my growth and maturation with not only you, but the class. I know the name of your course is called Homelessness and Spirituality, so hopefully I've depicted something so real that your students will become inspired, they will become more engaged in your class, because that's what it's all about. You guys have to see a real life living testimony of what it's like to overcome and persevere through that madness, okay? Right now, I am the business owner and also actor and host out here in Los Angeles, California. The name of my company is called Iconic Moves, Powerful Transitions. I'm actually wearing one of the shirts right here, and these phone cases are the latest, newest accessory. We'll be launching the website, maybe, I'm thinking first thing next week, okay? So again, shout out to Professor Nass. Mama, I love you. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see you graduate. To my fellas out there, man, let's be better. Let's unite, guys. Let's unite, okay? I'm here. If you need my contact information, follow me on social media, whatever the case may be. I hope that I have gave you guys a lot of inspiration and a lot of motivation, all right? So I'm signing out, and once again, we in Hollywood, California, baby. It's as real as it can get, okay? Shout out to my videographer, Jason Torcios, as well. See you guys later.